base. Wherein previously, pirate space continued to expand, strengthen, grow more versed in the mysteries. As we were able to move the other step along our ascension path, begin full wizardry, and gain awareness of the Shroud. Our first dive into which gave us awareness of wizard engines, which should be of great use in picking new fights with our neighbors in order to seize control of their precious wizard dust. And put it to proper use, diving deeper and deeper into the hell space. So we have our goal of, there's 2 planets over here with zero dust, and there was one off over in this direction somewhere. There it is. So we are aiming to pick fights with the Hantak and the Raltek in order to seize those worlds, and probably subjugate a bunch of other folks along the way, just to kind of secure and consolidate and space more good. Let's get to that. We've also managed to get this far while still running only on core systems. There are no sectors subdividing our space. Eight points of fleet capacity, so yeah, you fit comfortably. Welcome, fleet. As for the information of those viewing the playlist ages after the fact, this is the point in the space at which space becomes Twitch. At times, small autonomous friend will produce noises. Do not be alarmed. He is a good omen. Let's see how much of our surface stuff is fully developed right now. There's a bunch of building I could do at the Space Confessional. To really firmly strengthen that up, and bioscience is our worst category right now.
Beep.
That could stand to be worked on. Welcome. Advanced autonomous beeps. Not a whole lot of mineral on this planet. Still enough that the processor should be of use. Probably bulldoze those 2 food tiles into something else. Well, the next big resource sink that I'm thinking of is after our next tradition slot. Yeah, for perk number 5, I am thinking Voidborn. Get a bunch of habs set up and generate remarkable quantities of energy. In pursuit of that, Prosperity will probably be next group. And let's see, let's review here. Of our neighbors, who are the most easily pummeled into submission? You are pathetic. guarded by the Raltec and the Thems. Who are likewise pathetic, but guarded by both of our enemies. You guys in the back. Like there's a pretty healthy web of defense pacts and guarantees going around. Our natural rivals, which indeed our two current target empires are rightly, recognizing the things we would want to beat up and posturing in order to preempt that. And meanwhile, over here, this remains the great, looming, terrible threat. That mighty high kingdom of warbirds. I'm definitely interested in reaching out and subjugating some people. Start building a little just a constellation of tributaries. You guarded. Yeah, by the Raltec and the Handtag. How about you guys way the hell out here? Are you defended? Anyone ride to your protection? Oh, nominally us right now. We guarantee their independence. We non-aggress them for the moment. Noted. But hey, would you be willing to just submit regular-wise? How far off of that are you? 50 points. A great part of that being distance. And that our raw population is not terribly large. We are mostly about the space. And yeah, back over here, that's the olds that we are comfortably lodged against. We will have no quarrel with them for quite some time. Given the choice, which of these two is bigger right now? Who is happier? Contact are considered largely equivalent. 8 worlds, 150 people. Raltec also considered equivalent. 11 worlds, 148 people. So by most broad measures, they are on par. But you guys, 9 worlds, 136 people. Pathetic compared to us, due to tiny navy. Who would protect you if we went in?
Incoming transmission.
These and tranquil community? What exactly? Further folks who are inferior, where is your planet? Tell me about yourselves. There, this green blob back here. We have another 6 worlds and 118 population. So I think this is the first war to declare. And finally get these fungus under control. And in the process, subjugate the immediate neighbors a little bit. That'll be the first notch in the space belt. And then adding their resources to our fighting capabilities should turn into the leverage we would need to get an advantage over one of our rivals at a time, if not both. Although they are also the currently existing Federation. Which could just as well be the sign that I should take the opportunity to break it. Star Alliance. Think you're so tough. Think you're so big. You call that a crew? You have things to learn. Also, yeah, those 2 points of system capacity were spoken for by terraforming projects currently underway. We concluded. Questions about sectors that they can be a little finicky. Sector governors are capable of making really weird decisions if you leave them up to it. So in particular, if you're founding a bunch of extra colonies and getting ready to put them in a sector, possibly hold onto them for a little bit of a while. To give them a chance to kind of sink in, and only afterwards, once you're sure they exist, do you pass them off to a governor. Like in particular, if you had the colony as a work in progress, still developing, when it's in the phase of just draining energy with a progress bar, don't give that to a governor yet, because they won't know what to do. They won't be able to pay for it. Volunteers! You again? Which of our original friendly space rats? Yes, absolutely. Welcome, first vassals. Ah, you had a squabble with your neighbors. Your rude, materialist neighbors. Well, if anything sounds like a pretext for war. That could do. What goals would I have access to? Cake planet, bunch of liberate planet. Of those, making a tributary of the Fiasplin is within budget. That's possible. Just do that right away. But then have 22 more points of demands. Let's see how many planets I could hand off. The vassal, I could probably give them Zwad. Nope, bit much. Have to save it for a different war. Or leave them on their own for the immediate time being, and instead take a smaller prize overall. Instead, make a tributary out of the sovereign commonalities there. There are 12 points. Well, it's good. I could
Beep.
slip in a quick humiliate. Yeah, that mats out well.
We have declared war.
And up we go. We also managed to get that row of current generation fortifications out onto the border. See how well those hold up. And order some grid boosts. On our way. Valuable, precious victory energy. So take the opportunity to blow up that frontier out. We do that, just quick like. Take out beacon. And I'll afford our art subscription right now. War must be our art.
Hostile station engaged. Construction complete.
Is there any top level stuff I could
Hostile
do for
station
energy
engaged.
savings? Mostly research stuff. Like the law adjustments and edicts I could do would be mineral related instead.
Situation log updated.
Fleet put in over in snail space. And just to be sure I've not misplaced anything. Yes, this is all of what we become directly hostile to outright for war purposes. Them are furious with us, but not presently involved in this conflict. Get the war fleet together, and then decide where I would like to drop them. got 6,000 firepower over there in the first murder. We have not detected any other fleets in our vicinity. Let's see. Further, something I could do is I don't think I quite need all of these armies. In particular, standard, pirate, attack armies, those are not
Construction
great.
complete.
I'm gonna skim some of those back. Eventually, we're gonna focus on just having a primarily wizard army. Cleaning a bunch of those out of the way will help save us money. Any conventional gun armies should at the very least be of our stronger crew. Now for a minute to build up energy reserve. Probably the next move will be to attack Zabad. Build up an energy reserve, do the little bit of refitting that is available. Just be sure we're fighting with the most up-to-date equipment. Oh wait, something I could do in response to our current economic situation. Can just buy fuel. There. That'll last a while. And then let's see, with that in mind, we bring the armies together. Keep an eye out for if their main navy shows up. Alright, there's 7,000 firepower. Space fungus. About
Research
14k has been seen among the enemy. Blood damage, cruiser yards, antimatter missile. That will either make the now finally good forts better, or the still not great forts less bad. We go to either way, we can sell that as a great victory for pirate kind. Not seem like there's a local job I'd be willing to slide under the bus for the sake of, well, I suppose, science work. Transferable. It's a slight loss of points in exchange for turning up the growth rate. Right, medicine.
Construction complete.
We have another fresh anomaly. I suppose that bit of debris we could also probe that is safely out of the line of fire for the most part. Some bright young minds on it. That whole new world of opportunity. To be settled by our various goodly friends. Really, then one of those is bound to be delivered over here. Yeah, that one. Swamp Hole. The Damp Star. Upgrades nearly complete. And we run.
Construction complete. Ships upgraded.
That is a remarkable number of transports to just be 54 armies are just idling here. Sounds like a bit of the old AI quirks. Strange, misaligned priorities.
Situation log updated. Construction complete. Hostile fleet engaged. Debris analyzed. Construction complete. Situation log updated.
Beams. Doing as they should. And we'll have Dr. Banag here carry on their bold, exciting career as a war correspondent.
Station under attack.
Is a fleet actually moving to engage my fort? Interesting. Over at the grotto. Split. If one of you move to pursue, what will we be able to accomplish with that?
Science ship lost. Construction complete.
Let's review enemy fleet composition here. We got large, medium, the rest in smalls. Enemy is using beams and disruptors. I'm out of shields. We're fighting a largely similar opponent. They also possess no point defenses, so when the missiles do manage to land, they should hit reasonably well. Would be nice to get this colony ship out of harm's way. Good. It's already at that. Well done. Yeah, in the very vaguest sense, on paper, this should be a close-ish fight. 4.8 against 6.6. Nanobots and engine suppressant active on the fortress.
Construction complete.
In practice, I expect this to go quite poorly for our static installations here, unless this fleet manages to just gallantly ride in there sooner than expected. Meanwhile, our own armies are nearly in position to go for the Occupy. Oh, and they're receiving reinforcements. Ooh, these fungal ships look like... Done! Gun, some shield, some armor, and torpedo are present.
Spaceport lost.
And this mound of 57 transport ships. Alright, so my fleet might make contact soon enough to rescue the station? Soon enough to convince the enemy to disengage completely. Fascinating. They have just run screaming from the fight.
Situation log updated.
I'll adjust the station loadout here. In recognition of our adversaries. Their more diverse fleet composition and weapon loadout. Means that I should take some appropriate measures to counter them.
Special project complete. Construction complete.
Another notch on the belt for artifacts. And let's see, I can skim some amount of this back. The usual Tetris. Well, that's all kind of adjacent to good news. Seems like the enemy doesn't quite have a large enough fight pile to actually require me to keep my full fleet together. Half is enough to scare them off.
Enemy planet secured.
And if that's all it takes, then we're going to be able to wrap up the rest of this war pretty routinely. Hey armies, stick together.
Construction complete.
Should be pretty close to finishing the terraform over here. Couple of years.
Evading hostile fleet.
Ah, yes, we would want our scientists to stay clear of the enemy.
Alien spaceport engaged. Situation log updated.
Can they not properly park here until the space station's done?
Debris analyzed.
Terrible. Yeah, like, kind of a core thing I would want mechanically to make stations, both, you know, regular civilian station and military station, less tedious. I might accept the level of frailty that they have, how destroyable they are right now, if they, on being, you know, killed in combat, left some sort of persistent entity behind that you would then just push a button to spend resources to rebuild, or just passively assume that its upkeep is going to having it reassembled after the fact, so you can have your forts and your infrastructure put back in order without a whole lot of frivolous clicking. Like, to think about analogous mechanics in the other para games, you don't have to worry about rebuilding your castles in Crusader Kings or Europa. The fort will be there where you left it. It'll just need a bit of time for its health to regenerate after it's been roughed up in a conflict. A process which takes long enough that, you know, it still involves vulnerability and has expense attached to it and so forth. But it has the convenience and macro management. You have to stop and think, well, now I have to reconstruct it ex nihilo, queue up 29 station upgrades, and get everything reassembled from scratch. Boats are in position. Are we bombing? Nice. Full ground support is in progress. There are 20 local armies.
Construction complete.
May need to go about recruiting yet more wizards. Or, let's see, let me think about the current order of battle. 12 wizards, 4 regular. The troop. Suppose I brought that up to Eden. Long-form victory conditions remain very fluid and flexible for the most camp part. I think victory will be declared once I've done a satisfactory degree of just experiencing the wizard mechanics. In service of which, we need more dust. And in service of that, we need more bodies to throw at our enemy.
Complete.
Hence the current wars. You know, just the priming wars. The wind-up. Drop the current wizard core and see how they perform. It's like numbers wise, just as a baseline, our wizard units are twice as good or better. Especially in the field of morale. The battles like this should be pretty routine. Very quickly destroy their minds.
Hostile fleet engaged. Enemy planet secured.
I think some xenomorph armies were present in the previous file. Frankly, the state of the army game is such that you really don't notice much of the actual mechanic. Still very raw, very young.
Situation log.
Army
updated.
composition is more a matter of flavor. Your personal satisfaction. Wait, wrong ship. Your job is to get into position over the old bog world. Be ready to make landfall the moment there is a sufficiently low quantity of land. Keep a close eye on the space barometer. Meanwhile, some amount of the stream audio will now be joined by local weather. Once we've handled that, well, these folks have always been a particularly easy target, complicated only by their diplomatic ties with other, far away, more powerful people. But that will be even more so when they're completely surrounded by our helpful vassals.
Situation log updated.
What is your deal, big transport fleets? What are you trying to do?
Situation log updated. Incoming transmission.
This would like to buy terraforming liquid. Acceptable. Hydrate in peace. For now. Yes, I have intent to do a third space run once the pirates reach their conclusion for sampling bioascension.
Construction complete. Debris analyzed.
Nice, pulling a bunch of specific technologies still out of the enemy wreckage. We have much to learn.
Debris analyzed. Science ship under attack.
Science ship, why are you so much faster than the military fleet that's supposed to be escorting you?
Situation log updated.
Working out fine. Right there. Now you've just created more debris to scan. This is fine.
Colony established.
And looks like the surface fight is about to close up.
Situation log updated.
And our lovely new planet. The basic accoutrements set up.
Enemy planet secured.
And army status good. No regiments actually destroyed. Army alive and well.
Situation log updated.
With the subjugation, we'll have all sorts of leisure time once the war is over to examine this debris in detail. All the time in the world.
Debris analyzed.
Got nothing out of that one? Real shame. Might be catching up on a bunch of those projects. So meanwhile, yeah, how are we doing for tradition speed?
Debris analyzed.
2 more years.
Enemy planet secured.
It would not surprise me if there were mods for bombing a planet into a tomb. Its mechanics already exist for having a planet's status change in response to bombardment, or at least did. Back on release, that was part of how you dealt with Scourge Worlds. That if infested, your final recourse was to just start shooting until it became an uninhabitable, death orb.
Incoming transmission.
The Them Confederation is real into terraforming gas. Understandable, since I believe they are still trapped quite a way. Oh, hey, they are reaching out as well. Yeah, they are trapped way out in the middle of nowhere and would probably love to just turn that Alpine and all sorts of other things nearby. Well, they're short on planets in general. Good luck. I will try to bring my borders closer to you, so subjugation becomes a more reasonable suggestion. Yeah, may as well just assign this whole half fleet to follow the science boat. Apparently some things about the implementation of how Scourge even go about taking planets was altered. I am not acquainted with the details. As I have not since then played a campaign which encountered Scourge.
Situation log updated. Situation log updated. Debris analyzed.
Looking like we won't have to go all that far out of our immediate target space in order to get our victory points.
Research complete.
Out of all of these, big shields will be there since it's partially completed salvage tech. Let me grab point defense 2. Current levels of shieldedness seem to be doing okay.
Debris analyzed.
And we're gonna learn more about them just from eating more rubble. We are quite likely to just get the full technology. Have to poke around a few more old battlefields.
Construction complete. Enemy planet secured. Situation log updated.
I should definitely go about having this one destroyed, just fully absorbed into one of the other friend states here. There's no room for two people adjacent to each other who have the same map border. That's just terrible. Foolish.
Debris analyzed.
And, full upon mineral. Go ahead and build more warships, I guess? Makes for a start. One can use wars to create many tiny states, though it carries the price of a lot of inconvenience, as was learned when we created Green Friend over there. A batch, one peace treaty's worth of liberate orders go into one country at a time. So if you wanted to really carve a place up into micronations, it would take many wars in sequence. Transport fleet, do not get ahead of the team. There's a lot of things about these that would be solved if transports were just allowed to have a gun. Even just a very small self-defense weapon. Suddenly they'd be interacting with the rest of the mechanics in a more standard way. You wouldn't get moments like this of, the fleet is getting distracted and slowing down. because it wants to take pot shots at random research stations. The transports, left alone, would have wandered off ahead of the pack. Left at the mercy of gun.
Complete. Situation log updated. Construction complete.
Yes, good. I did manage to reunify transport pile. Thing is all nicely settled into place. Either that or go the other way, yes, and make regular warships transport soldiers. Make armies a module in your normal fleet.
Debris analyzed.
Build your armies and then just implode
Situation
them
log updated.
as appropriate.
Construction complete. Enemy troops landing.
Oh, they're actually out attempting a reoccupy. Oh, dang. You want to try that again?
Enemy planet secured.
This will have the result of just taking most or all of their armies and bottling them up on a nice, conveniently bombardable planet.
Debris analyzed.
One small fungal war fleet has shown up. But with disruptors and cannons.
Debris analyzed.
So, you all here in the invading army had a real bright idea of just dropping in here while the planet is fully fortified. How's that 2% damage working out for you? It would appear you are perhaps trading poorly. Speaking of trading poorly, let us trade overcome is that we are poor elsewhere. And just in an act of light hubris, throw half of that energy directly into art.
Enemy planet secured. Debris analyzed. Research complete.
Yeah, judging by the numbers, all of these armies will die here. They have no hope of escape. Good times, and what are you? Quantum destabilizer. A station that reduces enemy fire rate. It does sound intriguing. Though, on the other hand, particle lance. Particle lance will be back. Going through some of our governors. These folks are kind of shaping up nicely into an end boss waiting to happen as they just continue to consolidate and snack away on the far side of the galaxy.
Situation log updated.
Numbers look to be swinging well.
Situation log updated.
Yep, strong trades all around. Let's see what the overall board had to say there. A complete rout. No survivors. And this invasion is almost finally over. Though it may be closer than I thought.
Situation log updated.
Stay on this then.
Situation log updated.
Bring the army over.
Enemy invasion defeated.
Got him. And no one escaped.
Situation log updated. Evading hostile fleet.
This time you've got it. And we are going to be within a couple of planets putting an end to this.
Construction complete. Incoming transmission.
Have I made you dare too far?
Science ship lost.
Yes. Right. Well, go. What do you... Revenge him!
Construction complete. Construction complete. Incoming transmission. Situation log updated. Enemy planet secured.
Alright, how much longer are we going to keep this up? How many more must die before you admit defeat? It's a nice high-density system. We'll be able to get a lot of points out of it. There, got him. I will accept the presence of your robot buddy for now. We're keeping an eye on him.
Research complete.
Right, 2 vessels.
Incoming transmission.
Vassal and tributary. And wizard engines. Okay, fleet. Time for changes. The hyperlane is dead. Welcome to the new age.
Ships upgraded. Ships upgraded. Ships upgraded. Ships upgraded. Ships upgraded. Ships upgraded.
Wizard engines.
Ships upgraded.
Navigating fold space is not actually hard. You just gotta get a feel for it. Learn how to taste your way around it. Not the kind of thing you can explain to someone, beyond you will need a lot of spice.
Ships upgraded.
If you're having trouble, use more spice.
Ships upgraded.
And that's how far we can jump. I picked a nice central location, like maybe around close enough? A fleet stationed here might be able to just pop anywhere in pirate space.
Debris analyzed. Debris analyzed. Debris analyzed. Construction complete. Incoming transmission.
And yeah, just about. Everywhere but the very farthest reaches is within one jump of that starbase.
Research complete. Debris analyzed.
And there, now we've just picked up Hyper Shield. Carved up enough of them in the wild that we know how they work. Armor plating is still less than top level. Fix that up.
Research complete. Debris analyzed.
They're just free shields. Didn't have to do any original lab work at all. Battlefields are nature's laboratories.
Incoming transmission.
Does that also mean... Alright, those are properly auto-upgrading. Of course I want to scan more good.
Ships upgraded. Construction complete. Debris analyzed. Debris analyzed.
Alright, things are looking pretty good. Nice, healthy war cycle that slightly improved our position in that direction. Further considerations would be... Right, actually these guys are an extension of this other weird tiny pocket state. That happened at some point, they merged. Would make us fight the Raltec and the Hantek.
Construction complete. Ships upgraded.
Though with our recent breakthroughs, ongoing improving numbers, I think we can consider ourselves to have a bit of an upper hand. Wizard engines provide a hell of a high ground. How's that terraform? Fleet. Very good. Attempt the landings there. Your new home.
Construction complete.
And yes, with our abundance of
Research
mineral,
complete.
we can make extensive use of our slightly improved fleet cap.
Debris analyzed. Colonization in progress. Construction complete.
Yeah, take the auto vault. More unity to throw us closer to Voidborn, which will also take the edge off of a bunch of science things. And let's see, boat replacing.
Construction complete. Research complete. Construction complete.
Neutronium. Sure.
Construction complete. Construction complete.
Could get behind some universal armor boosts. Also, let's see, Art Collective. For 1,000 mineral and 25 influence. The monument is not as good as the other building that they can sell by event. Shouldn't have any trouble maintaining the subscription this time, so that'll just eventually come up.
Construction complete. Construction complete. $124 is a pretty good age to go out on.
They've had an extensive science career.
Construction
I don't want to slip an
complete.
outpost into this zone here. That should give me the pressure that I need to just secure a bunch of that. Anytime I could go about processing these other trash worlds. Alternatively, the space habitats will create room for more population, and then that will give me the border pressure.
Construction
Remains a ways
complete.
off, though.
Construction complete. Construction complete. Research complete. Colony established.
Good that we have some fragments of a mega cannon.
Incoming
And a
transmission.
proven piece of technology. It will be a welcome ally in due time. Oh, that system has fallen into my grip. Good. They're up.
Construction complete.
There. That's better. That's about time. We live in the grand, wondrous space future. There is no need to leave such things in the old tongue.
Construction complete.
It's no longer the times of our ancestors, when we looked up in reverence and confusion at that dependable celestial light. Here in the future, we've met Dave. We know Dave.
Complete.
We've refilled Dave's pool. You're welcome, Dave. Don't even fret. It's fine. It's not. Small favors for good neighbors.
Incoming transmission.
Oh, you call yourselves an empire? That's adorable. Tributary. Actually, yeah, sure, let's escalate that to full vassalization. Just kneel.
Ships upgraded.
Although, apparently, that results in a lower
Your
fleet
gold
support
is
count.
always welcome here.
So that contribution goes some way to helping to fill the gap. Always welcome in Grand Energy Dynamite. We'll just scale back a boat or two. Like, let's eat nice for one. But yeah, that means we're just 11 points over fleet cap right now. And were it not for that, pretty much immediately be fine. So wait, actually, yeah, if I just build...
Construction complete. Ships upgraded.
Just build a starbase over Bog, that'll do it. Construct a mighty swamp temple. Oh right, something I didn't do during the wind-up at Dave's pool here. You need a dome! Wait until you have the basic population before you can declare the dome.
Construction complete. Construction complete.
Yeah, that energy deficit will hold out comfortably for the year it will take to install Swamp Station, and then there we go, that's fine. And then let's see how many further projects remain out here to
Construction
build.
complete.
Few more. Also, building upkeep currently at nearly 300 energy. The savings. We have indeed received an Arrakis. There are many sci-fi name references throughout. Though this Arrakis does not possess a desert planet, just one magma planet. Which in its own way is like advanced desert. Desert but stronger.
Construction complete.
A planet would need to be pretty small to be filled by all of the cultural buildings. Where for the most part there is just a
Construction complete.
Unity production is attached to one per planet buildings, by and large. The exception to that being there is a civic you can take that makes farms generate Unity. It is widely agreed to be very powerful. We probably don't have access to it because we are rude. But maybe not. I'd have to
Construction
look
complete.
at list.
Construction complete.
It is not there. There it is. Agrarian ideal. Be some level of pacifist. It
Construction
makes
complete.
all of your farms generate valuable political harmony.
Construction complete. Alright, we do need a bit more boat capacity. We'll find it. It's out there. Construction complete.
Is anyone protecting you guys out here, other than us? The Raltex. And just the Raltex. The Vortex are also our most immediate barrier against the Cravadox.
Incoming transmission.
It's possible that our other ambitions could be derailed by an alliance of convenience to contain them at some
Construction
point.
complete.
Yeah, the Crow Ducks. They of the other bird are actually... Alright, yeah, we are very distinctively different portraits.
Construction complete.
Actually, I wonder if the map generation allows for encountering a whole other species that happen to look just like you. Brothers! Seems plausible that would be the case. Like the sample empires that are just packed in as part of the game feature two sorts of human, which are lore compatible with each other. Where you have the like future space UN humans who are one batch and they live in Seoul. Still have you folks out there. If anything manages to anger you, that would be the other big potential counterbalance. Just these friendly olds, the neighborly olds who might get upset. The rude birds that are increasingly infesting their garden. But yes, and then you have the other, like, rude, militant, Starship Troopers kind of humans. And their backstory is that they're, like, descendants of a colony ship that went off and got lost and went wild in the space. I haven't seen if there's a soul on this map. There is not. The humans are absent from this galaxy. They or their successors or cousins.
Construction complete. Research complete. Tachyon Lines is back again.
the other hand, the dark matter. Or just bigger number. Well, those will increasingly show up as just the repeatable, open-ended number technology. Let's get Lance. It is time for larger beam. The artillery lamp. Alright, full up on minerals, close to energy solvency. Having a good, wonderful, stable time here in the space. Let us probe the deep. Alright, so this is the sort of more common result of a shroud dive, where you get an opportunity to try for various buffs, of which I'd be down for just some lifespan. Receive buff or face risk of instead receiving debuff. As our lack of ambition is punished, rightfully so as cowardice. 60 months of curse. For 5 years, everyone's mood is ruined. Alternatively, yes, we fed all the firstborns to space.
Construction complete. Construction complete.
Poor choice of phrasing on the wish. These things happen. You folks have been on the
Incoming
receiving end of some
transmission.
violence. You are just being increasingly torn up and consumed. On the other hand, where the first hand, before entering that statement, is the thought that we may have to instead buddy up with some of these folk to contain the Croducks. What if instead we just agree to split all of space, just half and half? Lean down the middle. Think about it.
Research complete.
Continue to think about it over there, very far away from us, while we catch up on our murdering tech. Yeah, judging by the stats, they're maintaining a very small navy, but could throw around a bigger one. Gotta think about how we would fight a war where, again, the wizard jump drives are gonna do a lot for
Construction
that. We have much more freedom to just shift position. We could throw the whole navy at one front until it's dealt with and then zoop off to the other reasonably quickly. Much longer am I truced out against you?
Construction complete.
Till 2359 later this year. And in the meantime, your alliance has not grown.
Research complete.
Then I think the next war would be subjugating the fungus. That would shore up our defenses on this side, create a nice hefty block of space that is not directly ours to serve as a battlefield against the Hontak. And lend further numbers. And then with that done, that would be the leverage that would make it feel pretty reasonable to start the two-prong war. Our initial goals for that would give me vessel here. Probably then end up with, yeah, they remain friendly. They are very trusting. They don't see us coming at all. Nor are you. You remain receptive. Peaceful, isolated ways. Looks like they're at it again. Putting down these folks. Just increasingly becoming an issue that is forcing its way in our direction. These folks do have a tiny bit of dust as well. It was not on my initial list of dust worlds, though. And there's a border closure, which I do believe signifies, yes, the end of the truce. Here we go then. As, let's see, core demand. £104 it would cost. Right, I can go for tributary instead, then escalate the relationship later. And let's see, can I afford to hand off? Okay. Would it cost just conquer this? Place them under new management. Just enough.
We have declared war.
War it is. Put the fleet to space. And we'll get the army up and running again. Coordinate all operations by way of good old Dave. Which, also thanks to jump drives, I could just start the fighting anywhere I feel like it. The hyperlanes only constrain my enemies. we shall be as rude. Like, I could just drop right into their capital system. Probably keep all kinds of good stuff in there. Yep, almost all of the front is in jump range. Let's go.
Situation log updated. Situation log updated.
Drop in.
Log updated.
Open up. Farewell, strange flower realm. And let me also on the side here, just to... While the thought is in mind, I will go ahead and buy some fuel. Businessman.
Situation log updated.
People get stuck into a fight, that's fine. Have outlandish advantages. Deal all the damage you feel like.
Situation log updated.
Everybody focus in and liquefy that battleship. And the armies will arrive shortly.
Situation log updated.
Brave boat. Wielding here's got a mega cannon, a couple of bomber wings, and some point defense. Disruptors, capacitor backed level 4 shields. Well, prepare to face a shitload of beams.
Situation log updated.
After extensive review, pirate science has concluded that the most powerful weapon system is just light. Just point more light and angrier light, and there you go. That's the best way to just put energy into something to make it die. The most violent thing in the universe? The sun. When you wish to conduct war, just build your own miniature sun.
Enemy planet secured.
Alright, so once again I should be able to get away with running half the Navy on proper offensive duty, and then half of the Navy just escorting our research boat. Come on, get in the system. I want to look around. So, you guys with no admiral, this science boat is your admiral. as the next stop on our space violence tour. And my priority is knocking out enemy shipbuilding. How many spaceports were actually re-established after the last thrashing? One there. Over there. And a whole bunch over there. Yeah, we'll go take that system that contains most of their stuff. Quick jaunt down the lane.
Incoming transmission.
You poor innocent sloths, just looking over at what is unfolding and just have no idea what's gonna happen to you.
Debris analyzed.
Hey guys, wanna trade maps? Sure.
Situation log updated. Situation log updated.
Get a good 3 occupations out of the way here. Remaining fungus spaceports are that one, and did they have one off over here in the corner? No, they did not. Or maybe they do. That is just outside current sensor range. We'll have to investigate.
Debris analyzed. Construction complete.
Someday future historians will look back and recognize that much of this war was the result of a bit of a cultural misunderstanding.
Enemy planet secured.
When we pirate speak of a research agreement, this is the sort of arrangement we have in mind. Of we fight and then periodically stop and have a think about how we're fighting each other, then get back to fighting.
Analyzed.
Peer review by gun. Pirate standards. This is an era of remarkable, peaceful coexistence. This is a medium, I believe, 600 star galaxy. set to 2 spiral arms.
Research complete.
It feels about the right shape. I've gotten the most enjoyment out of 2 spiral galaxy. 4 spirals leaves you just a bit too constrained, very likely to just end up trapped by your start location. Whereas just plain old, smooth, continuous, elliptical is very boring. It has no texture at all. This is the nice happy medium. And now we have Giga Beam, or at least, Mega Beam. Just research. Yeah, 2 spirals, everyone in Hyperlane. Been an overall pretty good map experience. Welcome back, Particle Lance. Longtime friend of space. And let's see, just compare Particle Lance, 100 range, large gamma beam, 70 range. And I could further compare, well, I'd have to go all the way to my research menu to further compare versus Mega Cannon. Kinetic Artillery, 100 range, Mega Cannon, 120 range. So the Particle Lance puts itself on par with long range gun. Not yet super gun, but still, it's firmly artillery tier. Serves its role of beam farther.
Debris analyzed. Construction complete.
Yeah, everyone uses Hyperlane's gameplay, creates a pretty good dynamic, where for early and mid-game, space has a shape that you play around, and then in the late game, when you break out into any of the fancy engines, you've earned the reward of disregarding the terrain and leaping around, doing shenanigans. And it's also the case that the olds and Crisis monsters still generally use their own engines, so that's an advantage they have over you until you've broken through into Jump Drive.
Situation log updated.
Right, I might even consider dividing the army. Invade more planets at once. Or, like, further subdivide the fleet into invasion fleet, hunter-killer fleet, and research fleet. Like, man, look at all those techs.
Research complete.
We're gonna figure out the Mega Cannon off all the debris left over from this war. The moment we've had enough of them swung at us, we'll have the gist down. Sure, let's just proceed directly to bigger lands. Got the fundamentals down? Finally hear out this idea of what if a gun that hits the target before you
Enemy
fired
planet
it.
secured.
Think about it.
Debris analyzed.
And naturally, pillaging is a very important part of the pirate academic process. While conducting your own original research, you maintain constant vigilance as your peers attempt to steal and appropriate your material, and you do the same to them. It is key to any academic who seeks to understand pirate culture to overcome the limitations of their own primitive understanding of property and theft. Among the pirates, we've evolved beyond such ways. Pirate understands that a thing belongs to whoever held it last. Until they don't. When material
Research
things
complete.
themselves are
Debris
fleeting,
analyzed.
ownership of material things is an absurd
Construction
concept.
complete.
Oh, right, that's a tech. That is report on a tech that finished because we've done salvage. The current actual research project is ongoing. From the other member of this alliance. Plasma, disruptors. Not much to speak of. And alright, we've depleted all the debris there. Time to move on to the next system.
Situation log updated. Situation log updated.
As the fleet all falls into place for another jaunty raid. support rating has this weird non-linear benefit to it. Like, you can see how things are going down there. Where it spent most of the bar still giving like a 90% cut to incoming ground damage. Then at the last minute, flipped around into a damage doubler. That curve is strange.
Enemy planet secured. Construction complete.
Taking a little tour there. Are you lost, sir? Or are you here to join the conference? There is much science to go around.
Debris analyzed.
All are welcome here. You need only the will to learn and the fortitude to take a punch.
Situation log updated. Debris analyzed. Situation log updated.
I think these empty scans that I'm getting are
Construction
whenever I
complete.
dissect an enemy transport boat. The proper warships are full of interesting new devices. Oh, also space stations, yeah. There'd be absolutely nothing to learn from a space station. Just gun, huh? Yup. That's a thing. Also, apparently, numerically, I suppose I can't actually drag up a visual shorthand since those aren't relevant, but yeah, you can see there's a bunch of modifiers here, including some that are just innate to
Debris
being a spaceport.
analyzed.
Apparently this maths out to the tier 1 weapons that spaceports are stuck with actually having stats similar to tier 4-ish? Weapons of their type? Ish. From what I've seen of that in motion, it doesn't work out too great. Space math requires tuning. Shocking
Incoming
news.
transmission. Enemy planet secured.
I am okay with getting our vassals up to speed on fighting techniques. Those double back. And oh, never mind, the vassals. Can invade those. Nice, in that case, forward. We knock out this planet.
Construction complete.
Yeah, firm confirmation that wizard engines change everything. When we have the wizard drive and they do not, suddenly the power gap is quite the... Not that there is a power gap here, we are very much punching down into the Piastovins. Piastovins?
Debris analyzed.
The Fungus. Ooh. 4 years out, and then we have that perk slot.
Debris analyzed. Enemy planet secured.
It is looking like we're starting to run out of new knowledge to pull out of the debris. Hold on, what? Giving yourself a little rebellion. Or are you just getting caught up in weird micromanagement? Am I just witnessing you struggling to shuffle your excessively large army around? And that's the lance. Powerful beam.
Situation log updated. Debris analyzed.
And this lets us conduct the war in such a way that we don't sabotage their ability to exist. The Farbirds. It's also, let's see, to review here. We have no dust. I, in fact, have no lasting grievance with the commonality here. I'd be entirely okay with just writing them off as a buddy.
Debris analyzed. Research complete.
Running out of engineering things to do.
Construction complete. Enemy planet secured.
It does seem like it's time again to trade in some mineral. Alternatively, I can keep them. Well, I don't know. Why not? Well, and yeah, it's still years before that tradition perk goes in. Alright. The thought was keeping a pretty hefty pile of that on hand for when it is time to start making habitation. Since then, turn 20,000 minerals into a shitload of hab modules that will then pay the energy deficit forever. This time for sure. Paradox has declared that they intend to disarm resource stations. That you stop having cases of fleets getting distracted because they notice a tiny science bubble, wander off to go pick a fight with it. And because the weapons they have never matter. In their current state, they are given very definitively not enough firepower to accomplish anything.
Enemy planet secured.
Alright, that's full occupation of fungus space.
Research complete.
Because I think this time I will leave the fleet partitioned. That held up reasonably well. I can always pull them back together as needed. Oh, I did miss the one planet, but because that is the one that my vassals are besieging. Might invade someday. Come on. Come on. You got this. Believe in yourself. Or actually, don't worry about it. You just keep them suppressed. We'll be there in a minute. Show you how to do a raid.
Situation log updated. Ships upgraded. Situation log updated.
Surely, if nothing else, this will be what tips it. We're sitting at a comfortable 89 score already. Alright, there. Even just showing up gave them the confidence to dive into the fray.
Analyzed.
Got him. Thus, a shiny new tributary is minted. Finish up the post-war looting. And let's see, yeah, you are, of course, fiercely disloyal. So fussy over just a little bombardment. As long as they pay the bills. We can pummel them into a more persistent
Ships upgraded.
state of subjugation at a later time. Meanwhile, hey, you guys. You and your friendly attitude over there. Attacking them would now involve... Okay. Complication.
Research complete.
We need a new approach vector. No longer suffices to use a middleman.
Incoming transmission.
Oh, come on, why are you upset over the bun? Those weren't even to you. You're just mad at the idea. Strange creatures. Either way, taking the gloves off. Time to start exploring our options
Debris analyzed.
for direct attack. Do they have an accord with each other directly? I think not. Because if that's just the key, that they aren't protecting each other, just happened to be mutually guarding my other smaller targets. Discovery is so close to home. Right there on Stjuk. Intriguing. As it would also be the final piece of the puzzle regarding the yacht. But anyway, yeah, if all the situations that would provoke both of them were just symptom, then we're definitely in a position where we could just fight one or the other and get what we're after. Review the other generic stuff that's there. World Shaper, Force Projection, Defender, Tender, Ascendancy, Vision, Consecration, Nature. Still going Voidborn. Just Voidborn though. The other mega projects definitely far overcosted for the current state of the game. Habitats though, those very nice smooth return on investment. I will gladly construct some of these, the smallest megastructure. By some measures, perhaps a mere kilo structure. Get a shitload of those crammed into a couple of systems. Hell, we can pay for one a year. Seems like a sound investment. Especially once we get over our curse
Transmission.
and resume normal growth rates. How's that doing? The curse. There's our current curse modifier. Plus 20, the curse is gone. And we have energy to spare.
Situation log updated.
Ahoy, Shroud. We can seek reduced ship upkeep, or a summoning. Next time. How big of a... Have any skill 5s on staff? We do. Right, can't put one around the star itself. Structures are 1 per planet for habitations. Yes, if that had gone off, avatars can take many forms. Most usefully, you can get yourself a pretty big wizard boat entity thing. Less interestingly, you can get yourself an especially powerful army of just a lazy avatar that exists on the ground.
Special project complete.
Powerful space entity that just would rather not move around.
Situation log updated.
Alright, so where has this homeworld wound up? And will it even contain a decent prize? Off over here. Alright then, contact! You are our enemies. Gonna beat you up and take your space and get our dust and recover our secret primeval heritage. Looks like that has a story to it. So let's see, how long are we truced out with them? Till 77. Got a ways to go before we'll be allowed to bludgeon in there. Fair enough. Although right this moment, the borders are not... No, the borders are closed. Very well then. My rival. And furthermore, my rival.
Incoming transmission.
Let's just check off the rest of the boxes as well, since it seems pretty clear. Or wait a minute, rival capacity? Probably. These little guys are still... We'll just fight you the normal way. You don't deserve status. These guys, on the other hand... Reltech, we are friends. You just need to learn new kinds of friendship. Someday, after we have smashed your territory into many tiny fragments, the survivors will better understand what it means to be part of a crew. Well, looking over the state of the space, in terms of direct progress, we haven't gotten ourselves all that much closer to seizing greater dust supplies.
Transmission.
Oh, hello, this one's very important. Sure, I'll not aggress the Gigabirds.
Incoming transmission.
Defense pact the Gigabirds, hell yes! Let's draw the line. Let's just split space between... Yeah, sure. Half and half. My stuff, your stuff. Is what we tell them until they least expect it. Then we get them. We have an end, though. We have a delaying method. We know that they are going to stay off of our backs. So that greatly changed the epilogue that I'm starting to slowly mumble through. So we've not done too much direct carving a path, but we've started to clean up our backyard. So if I attack you guys now with the ducks would still get involved. Very well, but So we cleaned up our backyard. We've established firm hegemony over north of space. And we are in position to just drop the old space hammer on either of our natural rivals or current targets. Secure not only powerful space dust, but also ancient mysteries. They're over here, these ones. This mystery. And after so long spent living in space, we're finally gonna live in space. 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 Piracy. They're in.